Welcome to my channel. This is an amazing ocean story. Tiny larval hermit crabs are drifting in the ocean, carried by the currents. They're too small to see. Smaller than the period at the end of this sentence. But over time, they start to grow bigger. They transform into small crabs, and they get stronger. Soon they're big enough to leave the safety of the ocean and crawl up onto the beach. Look at that beautiful beach! There are all kinds of colorful shells scattered across the sand. The little crabs are looking for an empty shell to call their own. You see, their bodies are soft, so they need a shell to protect themselves from predators. Ew, that's a big one. It looks like it could fit a small crab. A tiny hermit crab peeks inside. It's the perfect size. He quickly moves in and hides his face behind the opening. Just in the nick of time, a seagull swoops down to look for crabs to eat. He doesn't see our little hermit crab and the seagull flies away. That was a close one. I bet there are lots of yummy crabs inside those shells. Our little hermit crab scuttles sideways along the beach. He uses his antennae to feel the way and his claws to dig for food. Hermit crabs are scavengers, which means they eat dead animals that have washed up on the beach. Yuck! Sometimes they have to search for food, but sometimes the food finds them. A big, juicy worm wriggles out of a hole in the sand. Yum! Our little crab quickly snaps it up. It's hard to find food this size in the ocean. Life on land is good. After a while, he hears some tiny taps on his shell. Another little crab is trying to get his attention. Tap, tap. Our little crab turns around and sees a tiny crack in the side of his shell. The other crab is small enough to squeeze through, and our crab doesn't want to share his home. The two crabs scurry around the beach in circles, each trying to get the other to leave. Finally, the little crab squeezes through the crack. Now our hero has the whole shell to himself again. He feels much safer now that it's just him and his home. As he gets older, our crab will have to find bigger shells to live in. Hermit crabs can't just make new shells. They have to find them empty, lying around. And sometimes there aren't any new shells to be found. All the shells on the beach are either too small or already have a crab living in them. So crabs have to do something incredible. They have to fight for a new home. These two crabs have been fighting over a shell for a long time. Neither one of them will back down. But sometimes a big wave washes over the beach and sweeps the crabs away. Then they have to start the fight all over again. Waves also bring other things to the beach, like bits of seaweed and fish eggs. Hermit crabs love eating seaweed, and the fish eggs are just a bonus. Little crabs gather together in a group and feast on all the new arrivals. Some crabs even team up and work together to pry open a clump of seaweed. Working together lets them get more food than if they were fighting. There are so many cool things on the beach. The little crabs are always discovering something new, like a feather or a piece of trash. Hermit crabs can carry shells on their backs. But they can also carry things that don't belong on the beach, like plastic bottle caps. It's not great for the crabs or the seagulls. Our little crab has grown so big. His shell is still in good shape, but he's getting too big for it, and he knows it's time to find a new home. He takes one last look at his old shell and scuttles off down the beach. Maybe one day he'll come back and lay his own eggs in the sand. And that's the amazing life cycle of a hermit crab. Do you know any fun facts about hermit crabs? Share them below. And thanks for watching.
See. Ja.